Hello friends, welcome to the channel. So today in this lecture we will discuss the class test question paper, that is CT1, right? So in this CT1 we had two units. First question is about the first unit, that is DC networks, and second unit is about the AC network, that is second unit, right? So we will have the discussion on whatever question we had in the exam. So first, in this part 1 video we will have the discussion about the first question, that is the DC networks. So as we know, in this pattern of this question paper we have two questions, question 1 and question 2. Question 1 is about the first unit, in which we are having the 4 parts A, B, C and D, right? A part is for 4 marks, B, C, D is for 8 marks, and among B, C, D we have to attempt any 2 questions, right? So now we are going to discuss about the question number 1A, 1B, 1C and 1D. So now in the screen you can see whatever is the question paper, and we are going to discuss about the question number 1A. So 1A question, I am just reading out. That question is about the state and explain superposition theorem, also gives its limitations, right? So this is a theoretical question, carries 4 marks. So what is the statement and what is the limitation, procedure with example, that all we have discussed in the superposition special video lecture, right? You can go and watch that video separately, you will have the thorough knowledge. Right now I am just reading out what is the statement for you, and for better understanding I will suggest you go and watch that video. So what is the statement? In any linear bilateral active network, if 2 or more sources are acting simultaneously, then the current through any branch is algebraic sum of all the current which should flow in that branch if each source are considered separately and other sources are replaced by their internal resistances, right? So this is the statement, and in this statement we have mentioned the current through any branch, and we know that is also applicable for voltage across any branch. Okay, superposition is also applicable for current as well as voltage calculation, right? So here this is the statement, and what are the limitations? Limitations can be marked in the statement itself. What are those limitations? See, in the first statement, first line, we are having in any linear active bilateral network, right? So what is that? That it is applicable for linear network, bilateral network and active network. We cannot apply this for non-linear, unilateral and passive network, right? So that is the first limitation. Now what is second? That we need to have 2 or more sources. At least 2 sources should be there in the circuit. For single source circuit we cannot apply the superposition theorem. That is the another limitation. Okay, if we will discuss what is the next limitation, so we cannot have the power calculation directly with the help of superposition theorem. That means what? That according to the superposition theorem we cannot apply the power summation at the end of the solution, right? So that are the limitations you can see in the screens. Okay, so now we are moving for the second question, that is 1B. So in the question number 1B we are having a circuit, and the question is about the determine the current through 15 ohm resistance in the circuit shown using nodal voltage method. That means we have to apply the node analysis. Okay, so first of all I am drawing the network here, and we will see what is the solution. So this is the circuit we have. We can see in the circuit we are having 3 voltage source, 30 volt, 20 volt, 20 volt, 10 volt, okay, and different resistance. The question is about we have to calculate the current through the 15 ohm resistance using the node analysis. Okay, so for the solution of node analysis, what we have to do? We have to go for the finding of the number of nodes on which we can apply the KCL, right? So here I can see this is the one node, I am naming it as voltage V, and this is the another node. You can see 1, 2, 3, and these all are what? The common nodes, right? So I am taking it as the reference node connected with the ground. So as we have connected it with the ground, the voltage become 0 for this particular node, right? So we have only one node, okay, and we have different branches connected with this node. So what will be the KCL? So applying KCL here. So applying KCL here. So what the question we are getting? See, these all are the different branches. We have 4 branches connected with this node. That means 4 currents will be added. Okay, so we know how to go for the calculation. That equation will be V minus 30 minus 0, that is this, okay, divided by the resistor 20 plus second branch this. So I am taking it as V. Now opposite polarity is connected, so plus 20, then minus 0 divided by resistor is 10 ohms, again this branch. So now we are having V minus 10, okay, minus 0 reference divided by resistor 5 ohms, and the last branch is what? V, and here we are not having any additional voltage source, so V minus 0 divided by 15 equals to 0. So as we have only one node, so there will be one KCL equation only, and we have to find the value of V. Okay, so just use your calculator and find the value of V. What is the value coming here? Let me do. So the voltage here is coming as 3.6 volt. Check the answer with your own calculation. Okay, so this is the node voltage value of this particular node. We have to calculate the current through this branch. Okay, suppose the current value is I. So how we can calculate? Now we have to apply the potential difference divided by resistor equation. Okay, so I equals to potential difference. What is the potential difference between this branch? That is from this point to this point. So that is V minus 0 divided by resistor is 15 ohms. Okay, so I am just applying 3.6 minus 0 divided by 15. So the answer is coming as, it is 0.24 ampere. Okay, so this is the final answer what has been asked in the question. So hope you got the solution here, right? So next move to the next question, that is question number 1C. So this is our next question, question number 1C. What is the question? State and apply Thevenin's theorem in the circuit shown in figure. Okay, first we have to give the statement of the Thevenin's theorem, and then we have to apply Thevenin's theorem to solve this network. So what is the statement of the Thevenin's theorem? So I will suggest you, for the complete concept and what is the procedure, how to go for the stepwise solution, go and watch the separate video made on this Thevenin's theorem with a numerical example. You will have a clear concept. Okay, so that is my suggestion. Right now for this I am reading out the statement for you, that in any linear circuit containing several voltages and resistance can be replaced by just one single voltage in series with a single resistance connected across the load. Okay, that means what? That any kind of network can be replaced into a single voltage source, that is called the Thevenin's voltage, and a single resistor, that is called the Thevenin's resistance, and the two will be connected in series, right? So that we know. Now the next question is, we have to apply the Thevenin's theorem to solve this numerical, right? So here we have terminal A and B, that means we have to draw the Thevenin's equivalent network. What is the Thevenin's equivalent network? That we have a voltage source VTH, a resistor RTH, okay, and that two are connected in series, this terminal A and B. So this we have to draw finally for this network. That means we have to get the value of VTH and RTH. Okay, so let's check how to go for the solution. So in the first step I am going for the solution of calculation of first step, calculate RTH, okay, Thevenin's resistance. So for this circuit we have to go for the Thevenin's equivalent resistance, that means we have to replace all the active sources with its internal resistance. Okay, so I am just redrawing it. So this is the equivalent network. Here you can check 40 ohm resistor, 10 ohm resistor, and then 4 ohm resistor. What about the current source? Replaced with internal resistance, that means open circuited, and voltage sources are short circuited, right? So this is the equivalent network. Now what is the combination? Here it is clearly visible that 40 and 10 ohm resistor are connected in parallel, and that set is connected in series with the 4 ohm resistor, right? So what is RTH? That is the combination of 40 parallel to 10 with 4 ohm resistor in series, right? So going for this calculation, so what is the answer? So that value is coming as 12 ohm for this RTH. We are having RTH as 12 ohm, right? Now what is the next step? That is the calculation of VTH, right? We have to go for the calculation of VTH, or we can say what is this? VAB, voltage across A and B. Okay, so here this is the circuit and we have to go for the voltage across A and B. That means what? We have to go for the path through which we can get the value of voltage. So first path is this, but we cannot have the voltage calculation here. Why? Because current source is here. Okay, so we cannot go for the calculation across this current source for voltage. So now what is the next path? This is my next path. So I am going to have the calculation over this path. So what will be the VTH? VTH will be the voltage across this 4 ohm resistor, 10 ohm resistor and 12 volt source, right? So this is voltage across 4 ohm, voltage across 10 ohm and voltage across 12 volts. So now we have to take the addition of this according to the polarity. So what will be the polarity? We will check at the last. What is voltage across the 12 volt source? That is 12 volt. It's a battery, okay? Its voltage value is mentioned, so that is 12 volt. We need not to calculate. Now what is voltage across the 4 ohm resistor? Where is 4 ohm resistor? Here. So what is the voltage across this? So if you will see here, the terminal A is disconnected, okay? It is not connected with the terminal B. It is open circuited here. That means there is no current through this branch, okay? It is open circuited. So there is no current, that means there is no drop. So the voltage across 4 ohm resistor is what? 0. Okay, it is simple. Now what about the voltage across 10 ohm resistor? That we need to calculate. This is the voltage across 10 ohm resistor and this we have to calculate, okay? So now let's see that what is the supply it is getting from. It is the getting supply from 15 volt source as well as the 2.5 ampere source. Both are feeding this 10 ohm resistor, but not the 12 volt source. It is not feeding the 10 ohm resistor. Why? Because here it is open circuited, na? So if it is open circuited, there will be no current flowing through this. So how can it feed the 10 ohm resistor, right? So these two sources are feeding this 10 ohm resistor, okay? So we have to calculate the voltage of this 10 ohm resistor. So what technique we can apply here? We can apply various techniques. Right now I am applying the node analysis, okay? So this is the voltage V. This will be the same nodes, right? And this is the another node, so I am taking it as reference node. So I am applying the nodal analysis, that is KCL, okay? So KCL we are applying. So the equations will be, first equation is this V minus 0 by 10. Next is this equation, that is V minus 15 minus 0 by resistor 40 ohms, okay? Now this is the next branch, that is the incoming current, so I am taking it as 2.5 ampere positive at the right hand side. What about this branch? It is open circuited, so there will be no current, okay? So this is the equation. Find the value of V here. So what is the value we are getting here? That is 23 volts, okay? 23 volts we are getting for this node. So what is the voltage across this 10 ohm resistor? That is the difference of this 2 point, V minus 0, right? So voltage across the 10 ohm resistor here is what? V minus 0, that is V, 23 volts, okay? So next VTH final calculation, right? So here see, first we have to check the polarities. So this is the 0 volt, we need not to check for the polarity. What about this? So current here, this is at the higher potential 23 volt, it is at the lower potential 0, that means this is positive, this is negative, right? And here in the battery it is given negative, positive, right? So this is the polarity. What about the terminal A? That always taken as positive and B always taken as negative. So let's add all the values according to the polarity. First voltage across the 4 ohm resistor is 0, okay? Now what is voltage across 10 ohm resistor? This. So check the polarities, it will be taken as plus 23, okay? What about the voltage across this element? So that is battery 12 volt, and according to the polarity connection it will be taken as negative, minus 2, okay? So what is the value we are getting here? 11 volts. That is the value for VTH for this particular question, right? So here in the equivalent network we can keep the values. This is 11 volts, this is 12 volts. So this is your answer. This has been asked. Draw the equivalent Thevenin network, right? So this is the solution for this question number 1C. So let's move for the next question. Yes, so this is our last question of this series, that is the question number 1D, and the question is about the in the circuit below, calculate the voltage across the 20 ohm resistor using superposition theorem. So we have to apply the superposition theorem to calculate the voltage across this 20 ohm resistor, okay? This we have to calculate. So now we are going for the solution. What is that? First of all we will check what is the number of sources here. So we have two number of sources, that means there will be two steps, okay? The solution will be in two steps. First we will consider 10 ampere source, second we will consider the 100 volt source, okay? So according to that we will go for the solution. So let's start the solution. So first step, considering 10 ampere source. So we have considered 10 ampere source. What about the 100 volt source? That has been replaced with its internal resistance. That means voltage source will be short circuited, and we have to calculate the voltage across this 20 ohm resistor. So for this first step, suppose that is V dash. Okay, so now what technique we can apply here for the calculation of V dash? We can apply here, see, we can apply the current division method here. Okay, we can apply the source transformation technique, whatever you are comfortable with. I am applying the nodal analysis here. Okay, this is my one node V1, another node V2, and this is my reference node, that is 0 volt. Okay, so I am applying the nodal analysis here. So applying what? The KCL in the first node, that is my first node. So what will the equation? That is V1 minus 0 divided by 5. Then in this branch V1 minus V2 by 10. Okay, and what about this current? That is the incoming current, so that is taken as 10. Now what is second equation? Second equation about the second node. So here I am having this first branch V2 minus 0 by 20. Then second branch V2 minus V1 by 10, and this is my third branch, that is V2 minus 0 by 30 equals to 0. So this is the two equation. Go for the solution and find the value of V1 and V2. So this is the answer we are getting for V1 and V2. V1 is 1100 by 27 volts, V2 is 200 by 9 volts. What we have to calculate? We have to calculate V dash, that is the voltage of this branch. So that will be equals to what? V2 minus 0. That means what? V dash is equals to V2, that is the value 200 by 9 volts. Okay, so that is the end of the first step. We got the value of voltage across 20 ohm resistor. In the similar manner, we go for the second step when we consider 100 volt source and replace the 10 ampere source, right? So let's check what will be the solution. Right, so in the second step we are considering 100 volt source. What about the 10 ampere source? It's a current source, it will be open circuit. Remaining circuit is as it is. We have to find the value of voltage across 20 ohm resistor. So for this step we will consider it as V double dash. Okay, now what technique we can apply? I am applying the mesh analysis here. This is my first mesh, second mesh, I1 and I2. Okay, so applying what next? That is KVL. Okay, applying the KVL equation here. So what will the KVL equation here? Minus 5 I1 minus 10 I1, then minus 20 what? I1 minus I2 equals to 0. This is my first mesh equation. Second mesh equation will be for this mesh, that is minus 20 I2 minus I1 minus 30 I2, and this according to the polarity we will consider it as minus 100. Okay, so just solve these two equations, find the value of I1 and I2. Right, so what the answer we are getting for I1? It is minus 40 by 27, for I2 it is minus 70 by 27. Use your calculator and check the answer. Okay, now what next we have to calculate V double dash, that is the voltage across this 20 ohm resistor. Okay, so we have to go for the downward current, so that will be what? I1 minus I2, and what is the resistor? 20 ohms. Okay, so that is the potential difference. So just keep all the values here. This is minus 40 by 27 minus minus plus 70 by 27. Use your calculator, check what is the answer here. So answer we are getting is 200 by 9 volts. Okay, this is the value for V double dash. Right, what is the value of V dash? That was also 200 by 9 volts. Right, so So this is the value we got for V dash and V double dash for different steps. Now we will apply the superposition theorem for the final calculation. So applying superposition theorem, we have to calculate the voltage across 20 ohm resistor, that is V. What is that? The summation of V dash plus V double dash. What is V dash? That is 200 by 9 volts. What is V double dash? That is again 200 by 9 volts. Okay, we have checked already. So what is the final answer? That is 400 by 9 volts. That is the value of voltage across this 20 ohm resistor, and we have applied the superposition theorem. Okay, so that is the solution for this particular questions. So this is about the first question. In the second video, we will have the discussion about the second unit, that is the AC circuits, right? So keep watching. Thank you.